What's up, YouTube? Burns here. So I'm just having my coffee, and I decided to flip through the weather station to check out some of the high wind gusts we were getting last night, because the high wind alarm kept going off constantly. And I have mine set at 30 mile per hour to start beeping when it gets that high. It lets me know. Well, as you can see there, about 10 to 4 in the morning, we had a 38 mile an hour wind gust. Let's go out to the Thermodyne and see if we made any power. The meter's been reset. I had to unhook it to make some changes, but I'm just going to let it cycle through. I don't have my tripod, so that's why it's going to be a little bouncy. But there you go. 874 watt peak. I think that was a nearly 60 amp peak. Yeah, 59.91. Might as well be 60. It's pretty damn close. And it's been super windy all night last night. It started getting windy about, I'd say maybe about 3, 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And from that point forward, it's just got windier. And today, I mean, we got wind gusts peaking well over 30 mile per hour. And a steady wind. Well, I can't really say it's a steady wind. It's kind of a really turbulent wind today. It's sometimes the wind will just plain old stop, and then it'll immediately, a big like 25 mile an hour wind will blow right in, and it'll stay that way for 15-20 minutes. So I made a bunch of changes out here. I've been pretty busy. Let's see, it's still pretty messy, but I got my tire machine over there. I moved my parts washer over into the far corner way over there. I know you're not going to be able to see it, but that runs on 120 volts again, no longer on the 12 volt system. And the reason I did that was because my system is not big enough to support that little 12 volt water heater element. It didn't do dick for my parts washer, because my system's not big enough. My system is not big enough to handle that. I have more output than I do input, so it wasn't utilizing it very well. But yeah, that's the latest update. I know it's a little bouncy, I apologize. I can't really do much about that right at the moment. I don't have the tripod. But there you go, I'll kind of let that cycle for you. I'm going to be doing a blade balancing video. Look at that. Huh. Anybody that says Thermodyne PMAs don't make power are lying to you. This thing is making plenty of power. And right now the only thing I have it doing, it's going into this 12 volt, well actually it's a 36 volt coil, and it is hot. But it's been there for a couple of days now, it's not hurting anything. There's nothing near it, there's nothing to touch it. It's just so I don't have an exploding battery, which this is the battery I'm using now. It's one of these Napa commercial batteries for like tractor trailers and RVs and shit. It works. The other battery that was there was kind of, it started giving off that sulfur egg burning or rotten egg smell, so I figured, let me take it out of service for now. I really don't need that thing exploding on me out here. So alright guys, that is it. Hey, here's something interesting. Look at my ammeter. There we go. Huh. The ammeter, that must have been a peak. What was my peak? 60 amps? Yeah. That meter was pegged, or it was stuck. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but that was pretty interesting to see. I've never seen that meter get stuck like that before. And there's my solar. That's all the solar I got coming in at the moment. Oh, fucking lights. There's the wind. No wind. See, it just completely died out. Turbine stopped. There it goes, starting back up. And that's my dump load amps. See how it blinks? It goes up and down because of this. It's doing its thing. I got my voltage, float voltage set now down to 13.8 volts, which is where this battery recommends. There you go. So, alright guys, this thing's going to be getting torn apart once the windy season dies out, so we can get this all redone. I tried hooking up my 10.8 to 30 volt inverter, or 60 volt inverter, or 30 volt, or whatever the hell it is. It's dead. It won't even take a voltage. I hooked it directly up to a battery and it won't fire up. I know this one's dead too. That's the 20 to 60 volt, I think. Or 24 to 60 volt inverter. That's 1,000 watt. These things are garbage. It's probably blue MOSFET or something, or MOSFET, whatever the fuck they are. You know what I'm talking about. So, alright guys, that is it. We'll see you in the next video.